BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. Sorry, just doing some minor adjustments. Oh, microphone. Sorry, no microphone. Wait a minute. BlaXit family, Black family, BlaXit family. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. If you can, please give me a message in the comment section just to let me know that you can see me and hear me, if that's okay. If you don't mind, please. I'm Nyancho Kajabi. That's Nyancho Kajabi. Okay. And Kath, here's the other phone, my love. Here's the other phone. Oh, okay. 1 second. So if you wouldn't mind in the comment section, just let me know that you can see and hear me okay. I would appreciate that. I would really appreciate that. That would be great. I'm Nyancho Kajabi, aka Juliet, and I am the CEO and founder of BlaXit. We are the original BlaXit. There are many imitations, but we are the real one for our nation, okay? BlaXit is about repatriation back to Africa, not Europe, not the Caribbean, not the Americas, but to Africa. And this channel was actually started in April, I think 25th of April, 2011. So BlaXit, thank you. Hi everybody, greetings. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hi Venzil. Is that Venzil? Thank you, Venzil. Today's a very, very, very special day. I'm sorry I'm a tad late. It was because I was looking for my RGB hat. Yeah, I have a hat which is the RGB colors, and I just cannot find it. I'm not sure if it flew off of my my washing line, but it seems to have disappeared. So I had to change my entire outfit from my RGB outfit to a different dress. So really sorry. Okay, so I just want to say greetings. I want to say greetings to a wonderful lady that has just come into the Gambia that called me today, called Gloria. So welcome, Gloria. I'm very excited about you going to see your land. And she was an investor from a few years back, so she's made it to the motherland. So I'm so excited. So if you didn't know what we do, that is what we do. We do repatriation, relocation. We're part of your whole mind emancipation back to your nation. And as you can detect, I am also a repatriate. I left England for good. I was born there and to Jamaican parents, and I left there for good, following in the footsteps of the special birthday today of Marcus Garvey. And being a Garveyite and a Pan-Africanist, I made my way back to Africa, and I am here right now in Africa broadcasting from West Africa. I am in the beautiful Gambia. So that is Gambia in West Africa, where I have been living permanently since February 2019. And I haven't been back to England since. I have just enjoyed my time here so much. So that's a very long introduction, actually. I want to also say greetings to Ed the man, who called me also to inspire me today and motivate me today. So thank you, Ed. Ed the man, I appreciate you. And thank you for always being there and being a part of the team. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Being active. You know, always standing in your role. I appreciate you so much. So let me say hello to some of the people. Is that Ethan? Hello, Ethan. Let me say hello to Joe Kennedy. Can I say hello to you all just for a second, if that's okay? So let me say hi to the first. The first hi is from Venzil. Is that right? Bemzil, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If I'm not, then just put it on the screen and I'll re-say it if you can correct me, yeah? And of course, Benzil, you can get a shout out. So here's the big one here, Benzil. Here's for you. Here, Benzil, join the BlaXit crew. I hope that was okay. I'm not much of a singer. Jonathan King, hello. And welcome. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I'm so well. I'm so glad that you've rejoined us. I haven't seen you for a little while, so I'm glad that you're here. Welcome on board, Jonathan. Today's a very special day. Tell me, whose birthday is it today? And we're celebrating. If you've seen the main channel, you will see that I've actually put out a video, and that video is a tribute and a celebration video to whom? Okay, to whom? And I have to thank the person that I made that video with. So thank you, Kalida Briggs from Port Harcourt in Nigeria. Of course, affectionately referred to as KD, who's been part of the BlaXit team for a very long time. He and I made that video, and there is a part 2. Hopefully that will come up maybe next year for his birthday. Who knows? Who knows? Anything's possible. So yeah, just wanted to say thank you very much for contributing to that program. I've already had great feedback from Dr. Chi. You know who you are. Yeah, Dr. Chi from Nigeria. Thank you so much. With his company, Elastic Travel. So thank you so much for your feedback and comments. I really do appreciate them. So Jonathan King, what's up? Tell me what's up. Where are you right now and what's happening in your world? Yeah. So meow meow. Who's that? And Joe Kennedy, tell me what's happening in your world. Is that your man on the profile picture? That's Ibrahima Traore. That's the president of Burkina Faso. So why do you want to be my man? Is that why you're asking? Oh my goodness, I tell you, BlaXit, I love you. You give me jokes, you know, before I even get into today's content, you're giving me jokes, I swear down. I love coming to see you on a Sunday, and I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me this Sunday. Before I've even gotten into it, I'm getting jokes. That is the president of Burkina Faso, and we are standing in solidarity with him. So therefore, like many others, we join the campaign in changing all of our profile pictures to Ibrahima Traore to show that we stand in solidarity. So in case you're wondering, that's the reason why. And if you support Ibrahima Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, give me a thumbs up. If you support Mali, if you support Niger, if you support Namibia, if you support Senegal, if you support Chad, if you support all of those countries that are making bold movements out of colonization, away from the hands of those greedy colonizers and enslavers, give me a thumbs up, please. Give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. So please give me a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, I would so greatly appreciate your subscription. As you know, being shadow banned is not easy, okay? It affects so many elements of your channel. And so, you know, when you're a pro-African channel, you don't get the same boost and push as others. In fact, some people have told me that, in fact, they've been subscribers for a long time, and when they checked, it was as though they were not ever subscribed. So please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. That's very important. And please make sure you give us those thumbs up, because it helps with the algorithm to show that there's interest in our content, which helps us a lot, okay? So Joe Kennedy, no, in answer to your question, no, he's not my man, and he's actually married, okay? And I think that we should respect, you know, people that are married, and their marriages should be sacrosanct. Okay, so, but I do admire him so much, and I do love him, but not in a man-woman way, but in an admiration way. So I think it's that Jimmy Cross. Let me just see if I can get it. From Turkey. Wow, all the way in Turkey. I've been to Turkey before. Yeah, I went to Uludeniz in Turkey. So is that, so thank you, Jimmy. I hope I said your name correctly, because I don't want to make mistakes. But if I've said it incorrectly, I do apologize. Jimmy G. Gloss. I'm not sure if it's Gloss or Kloss. how to pronounce it. It's not a very common name. So Elson as well, I'd like to say thank you. Hey, I'm your sugar mom, eh? Amaya, how are you? I hope you're well. Josephine Dompra. I'm not going to say surnames because I'm not getting them. It's not so good, but I'll stick with Josephine. Yeah. Hi, sister. How are you? Yeah, I'm fine, sister. How are you? Yeah. How are you? Yeah. I hope you're well. I hope the Sunday has met you very well. Hi, mention me. Ethan. Ethan. Ethan, mention you, part of the BlaXit crew. How are you? How are you? Okay, so let me get on because we've been on for a few minutes and I haven't even mentioned topic. So what famous Pan-Africanist, activist, businessman and master propagandist birthday is it today? If you've seen on our main channel, you'd have seen that I actually released a program that I produced together with Katie. So you would have seen that. So tell me, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? You can tell me, Eugene. Can you tell me? Europe to Cador Boys. Can you tell me? Hello, babe, to you. Europe to Cador Boys. Hi. Flovic, can you tell me? How are you? When are you going to Africa? Darling, we're broadcasting from Africa. I'm in Africa. I'm in Gambia now. Okay? So, and I'm loving it. I've been living here for a long time now, over 6 years. Yeah? I think you got answered there. Thank you so much to our lovely moderator, Cafe, who's helping us today. So keep it clean. Okay, Cafe's just 14. Okay, thank you so much. And any other moderators, if you're here, let yourself be known to me, please. Rasia, I think, is that Rasia Vlogs? Hello, Rasia Vlogs. Everyone check out Rasia Vlogs. How are you? Welcome to BlaXit. Thank you for coming. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome. I hope you do subscribe to our channel and I'll also subscribe to yours. So do send the link to your channel or your vlog so that we can join and support it. GDS channel, welcome to GDS channel. Thank you for joining us and welcome to BlaXit. Race of Vlog says, from India. Wow, we've gone international, seriously. So welcome from India. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry for shaking the camera there. Flovic. Okay. So actually my mum went to India. She liked it. She liked it very much. Yeah. Anyway. Vidi, you're so well spoken, my word. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the compliments. Okay, now I'm going to get into the content of today. Now, has anyone told me whose birthday is it today? Today's the 17th of August, and we are celebrating someone special, someone very special. But I'm also going to talk about a few other topics, which is Gambia was recently in the news, as you know, for unfortunately the fatality that happened recently of a 1-month-old baby due to female genitalia mutilation, or FGM, okay? And it's been all over the news and all over the world. So I'm going to touch on that, not too much, but I will touch on that, okay? And we will talk about it a little bit. Okay. Mafwak, I think I said, yeah. Hi, Mama. How are you, Mafwak? Yeah, good to see you. So I will touch on that. So let me talk about that. Let me just talk about, I did want to also talk about the principles of my heart, but I am going to also talk about our hero, right? And so I want someone to absolutely tell me, oh, thank you, since I've got a radio voice. I did actually do a bit of radio. I did one show, which I actually did get some actual acclaim for, which was a show called The Gravy Train on BBC Radio 5 Live. BBC Radio 5 Live, and I used to broadcast on a pirate station called Genesis for a long time as well, actually, and when I was in the UK. So many people probably would know more about BBC Radio 5 Live than they would Genesis, because that was mainly for my peeps, you know. So Raisa says, Marfi, hi. Okay, so, okay, Josephine, Jesus Christ is born. Hello, ew. Jesus Christ is brown, sorry. I quite agree with you. Okay. So, okay, you're all saying hello to each other. Let me just crack on. If I've missed you, I will come back to you. Okay, there's some that's in Russian that I don't understand. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So let's get on with today's program. So none of you have told me, who are we celebrating? Gloria, if you're there, you know, help us out. Salma, if you're there, help us out. Okay. Michelle, if you're there, help us out. Okay. Who are we celebrating today? Who was born on in August in St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica, on August the 17th, 1887. So I will talk about a few of his accomplishments, and then you can tell me who it is in the comment section, okay? So he passed away on June the 10th, and that was in 1940, and he was 52 years old. So his life wasn't that great, and one of his keywords that we all use is black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. That was one of the slogans that was made famous by him, is that black is beautiful. I want you all to know that this is a self-love channel, and that, you know, I encourage us to please, you know, just for the sake of our channel, we are a high vibrational channel. We keep it positive. We deal with self-love. We deal with self-care. We deal with self-determination, okay? And of course, we deal with self-education. Okay, so we keep it high vibrational. You know, we don't do any hating or any negative vibes here. This is not what BlaXit is about. BlaXit is about getting you back to Africa. We are following in the footsteps of this man who is my hero. So let's see if any of you can tell me who he is. One of his greatest sayings was, a people, yeah, without knowledge of their past, yeah, history, their origins, their culture, yeah, is like a tree without roots. Who said that? Can I have some more thumbs ups, please, if you don't mind? Could I have a few more thumbs up, if you don't mind making that for me? Okay, so this is who it is. Let's see if anyone can tell me just yet who that is, yeah? And then he also had another saying, which for me was very, very important, yeah? If you haven't got confidence, yeah, in self, you are if you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life, okay? So if you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. Who said this? Yeah, let me know, okay? And then he was really about our emancipation, and he did some wonderful things. Because he wanted us to realize how important our minds were in terms of enabling us to have the freedom that we desire, the liberty that we desire, and of course, the equality to a certain degree that we desire. Aha, Maxwell E. Banks. Oh my gosh, let me send you nothing but some love, honey. Mwah. Thank you, okay? Thank you so much. It is the late, great, honourable Marcus Messiah Garvey. It is his birthday today, and as you all know, he's one of my great heroes. He's also one of the forebears whose shoulders that I am, you know, sitting on quite firmly. And also love to his son, Dr. Julius Garvey. So I hope you do go onto our main channel and do watch the tribute program that we have put there. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, they googled that and cheated. Who says that? Summer. Summer mama said they googled and cheated. Well, you know, I just asked, but Maxwell, let me pin Maxwell's chat. Let me pin Maxwell's comment. Okay, let me pin it because he got it right. Okay, So you can make him a top fan comment if you want, Kath. Okay, so one of the things that he said that I found really moving for myself as a young child growing up in a Pan-African family, especially with a Pan-African father, is this saying. I'm going to share it with you. He says, we are going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. For whilst others might be free, their body is not free. But only ourselves can free our minds. I'm not sure if I read that correctly, yeah, because I like said it in my own way, and I should really be saying it exactly verbatim, really. He says, we're going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery, because whilst others might be free, yeah, the body, yeah, is none other but ourselves, okay? And we can free our minds. Your mind is your only ruler, yeah? And that is sovereign. The man who is not able to develop and use his mind is bound to be the slave of other men who use his mind. So basically, in a nutshell, what he's saying is that, you know, if you're not in control of your mind, you're not in control of your sovereignty, you're not in control of your liberty, you're not in control of your freedom, you are not in control of your own mind, then someone else will be in control of your mind, which is very true, because like it was my mind that led me to Africa. And if I would listen to other people, I probably wouldn't have made it. It was a sovereignty of my mind being determined to say, no, I'm getting out of the West, I'm coming back to the best. You know, I'm coming back to Africa. I'm exiting the West, back for the best. That is BlaXit. And I knew the only way to eradicate racism was to leave leave it behind and come and live with my own kind. Okay, and I admit to it. Because racism in England was severe. It was severe. Okay, and so that was the choice. He also launched the first steamship company as well, which was the Black Star Line company, which was completely owned and operated by a black leader of a black Pan-African national leader, which is so important, and that was a great motivator, I think, for many of us. Although he hired a guy called Cockburn, I can't remember his first name, but it was Cockburn was his surname. He was the only black person that was qualified at that time to captain a ship. Unfortunately, Cockburn got greedy and decided to double deal and backstab Marcus Garvey, as we do to each other, unfortunately. And this is what led to Marcus Garvey's incarceration. It was actually someone within his own team who let him down. And basically, in the process of buying the ship, he went behind his back and double dealed, bought a worse ship which wasn't worth the value, and, you know, took the money, got greedy basically. And this, of course, fell on the shoulders of Honourable Marcus Garvey, even though Marcus Garvey hadn't done so. So it was the shares within that ship, and that led to the court case. So in simple terms, yeah. Okay, so Maxwell said that, Julia, I'm from Jamaica, but living in Florida now. Thank you, Maxwell. So that's why you knew. You didn't have to Google it. Yeah. Which they used to deport him. Yeah, the US recognized recently that he did not commit a felony back then, which they used to deport him. Yeah, that Tatiana, yeah, thank you so much. That's exactly what we were just talking about. He was pardoned, and if you watch the recent program on BlaXit, you will see Dr. Julius Garvey, his son, thanking everybody for the part that they played, including you, BlaXit family. Let me say. Thank you, BlaXit family, for being a part of the Exonerate Marcus Garvey campaign, you know, that we were part of. If you remember rightly, we did put out one program with Dr. Julius Garvey, which we did with Hayford from Web Nation Africa, and that got, I think, about 84,000 views. So it's your views that helped. So I just want to say thank you for participating in the program that helped get Marcus Garvey's pardon. Social pressure helped. So I just want to say thank you all so much. You don't understand the power of a view, how important it is. So just you being here today and viewing this program with me is really, really important. So yeah, I just want to honor and dedicate this program to Marcus Garvey, because in many ways he was a great leader and had like 6 million followers without social media. Can you imagine? No phones, no anything. So, you know, we have to give thanks. And he was the head of the UNIA, which is United Negro in Improvement. Sorry, I got itchy back. Association, which was founded in 1921. So we have to thank our ancestors, particularly people like Marcus Garvey, who risked his life. He also got shot by a guy called what's his name? Was it Hunter? Was it Hunter? Let me have a look. I wrote notes because I was doing the program, but when did he get? No, George Tyler. It was George Tyler. He got shot by a guy called George Tyler, you know, he survived. That's how he got the nickname Black Moses. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I just want to, you know, basically give power to Marcus Garvey. Yeah. He said that if you want liberty, yeah, yourselves, you must strike the blow. If you want liberty yourselves, you must strike the blow, and you must, yeah, be free, and you must become so thorough in your own effort until you produce what the white man produced. You will not be his, unless you produce what the white man has produced, then you will not be his equal. Okay? That's what he said. So, yeah, anyway, like, wow. Marcus Garvey, tell me what you think about Marcus Garvey and how he impacted us, because it's Marcus Garvey saying, and he inspired me to leave and to come to Africa. I don't know if you also have felt or been inspired by Marcus Garvey. I do hear that there's a big exhibition in England to Marcus Garvey now. He also has a blue plaque on his house. Let's have a look. Sorry, I've missed a lot of comments. I'm so sorry. Let me say hi to you. Okay. Liele Winamandu. G-Mac, how are you, hon? You okay? Hi, G-Mac. Hi, Andrew. And hi, Sheer Force One. Greetings from Cameroon. Big up my sister, says Andrew Chambers. Big up my sister, one love. I big up my brother. I big up my brother, Andrew, one love. Big yourself up, okay? And G-Mac, big yourself up. Thank you so much. So, wow. Oh, it's C-Mac. Oh, it's C-Mac. I do apologize, C-Mac. I'm so sorry. Sorry, though, we used to have a regular contributor. He was called G-Mac, so I do apologize. So, yeah, so today's show is dedicated to Marcus Garvey and his achievements. He also had many conferences. He also had many parades. He did so much. He, you know, gave speeches. He also had Liberty Halls. He also had feeding programs. He also had his own hotel. He also fed into many educational programs. He also had his own weekly newspaper called Negro Weekly News. He also had a production company, and that production company was great because it helped people to start their own businesses, and that was great because it fed into the businesses. So they had restaurants, they had retail stores, they had production lines for food, different types of food. I couldn't tell you exactly what food, but they were definitely starting to do canned food. So there was so much that he did in his short life. And, you know, Edgar J. Hoover, you know, the usual, you know, CIA, FBI, you know, COINTELPRO, you know, despised him because of the influence that he had over us as Black people. He motivated us, he inspired us, and he told us that we had somewhere else we could go to. And of course, they were planning the Virgin trip to Liberia in Africa. So it was, you know, what he was doing was really telling people, look, you don't have to live with these racist bastards and, have to suffer at their hands. You've got a choice. You can go back to Africa and you can live a different life. Now, to be honest with you, I've got to say that the man was absolutely right. Absolutely right. Coming back to Africa, building my home in Africa, living in Africa, educating my son in Africa, having my business in Africa, living my life in Africa, eating fresh food in Africa has changed my life. And, he died at just 52 years old. I'm 54 and he died at 52, so his life was cut short, and that is such a shame, such a shame, such a shame. So he didn't even live to be my age. So, I really do want us to honor him today, because I feel that we don't honor our ancestors enough. I certainly don't think that we honor our heroes, the people that sacrificed for us, enough. And so that is why I'm going on and on and on and on and on about Marcus Garvey today, okay? But that obviously wasn't the theme of the show. But if you remember last week, we were talking about the fact that we as a community of people, we as a community globally seem to be running off kilter, out of balance. And I spoke, the Today Show, I've got something to do today, but I'm going to briefly just touch on a bit about Maat. And then next week we'll go into the full 42 principles and the full 7 principles. But I would like to know if anyone can tell me who is Maat. M-A, yeah, and then sometimes it's an apostrophe, A-T, Maat. Yeah, who is Maat? Can anybody tell me who is Maat? Thank you. It's the old African air and water, my love, yeah, and the food, honestly. Thank you so much. So, can anybody tell me who is Maat? Yes, she's African. That's for sure. Can you tell me who is Maat? Can anyone tell me? Listening. Who is Maat? Do you know, it's still bugging me where my Marcus Garvey hat is. I have Marcus Garvey clothes. The dress, like, that got ripped, but the hat is bothering me. My hat. I don't understand. I turned up nearly everything in one wardrobe, which I keep my hats in. I love my hats. I've always got head coverings. I just love them always since I was small. And I don't know where my Marcus Garvey hat is. And I've had that for years. It was created by a lady. I bought it at Sir Dougie's event many years ago by a lady. I've forgotten her name now, beginning with A. But yeah, she knitted it. Or I think she knitted it. So I love that hat so much, and I couldn't find it. So I'm a little bit devastated today because my Marcus Garvey hat has disappeared. And I saw there's a lot of protests, in terms of protests and things that I've done. In case you might be wondering, in early 2000, 1990, 2000, when we were in the UK, I had a campaign which was to remove the N-word from the dictionary. If you're old school and you used to read The Voice and so on, I was on the front of The Voice newspaper, and I had a campaign to remove the N-word. I also went on national television, on the BBC and so on, and also radio, etc. I'm no stranger to life-changing campaigns, because I think that we have the right to live in dignity and to be dignified. So I had a campaign to take the N-word out of the dictionary, because the N-word, was in the Oxford Dictionary under the definition of black. So if you have an old dictionary, you can go and look, okay? So I started to petition them and to campaign in order to have it removed, and also to have it removed from the dictionaries that they have in schools. I don't think that black children should be looking under definition of black and saying that. Now, of course, I had backlash, and I had people, you know, come against me for fighting against it. Oh, we're not just a colour, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. But I said it doesn't matter. It does not matter, because the definition of white is not the same as the definition of black, and I'm not having it. So I actively started that campaign, and I successfully won. It was taken out of the Webster Dictionary in America. It was taken out of the Oxford Dictionary in the UK, and also out of the teaching schools. So, you know, I was successful in that campaign. So I've always been a rebel. And of course, I am fighting for us to be African citizens across the African continent. Yeah, so that we have our own African passports as African descendants or ascendants across Africa. And there was supposed to be the 6th region passport, but that has not manifested to date. Okay, that has not manifested to date. So I am on that campaign for us to be recognized as Africans, as our forebears did not have a passport when they were leaving, and there was no immigration. They were taken by force, kidnapped, okay, by torture and by absolute inhumane ways and actions that destroyed and killed many of the lives, and traumatized and destroyed the lives, and also the lineages, yeah, the lineages of many of us. So we don't know our lineage, you know, we're lost in many ways. We're like nomads, and it's very hard to trace your lineage. So, yeah, I don't think that we should use that word. I don't think we should use the N word at all. And did you see the brawl recently in, oh my gosh, beginning with C in America? What was it? Connecticut. Is it Connecticut? The brawl, was it in Connecticut? Tell me if I'm right. And they only arrested 3 black people. Well, I think it might be 4 now. But they only arrested 3 black people, although it's obvious from the video that the progenitors, the actual people that started the provocation and actually threw the first blow, was a white man. How does that work? Because when you live in a racist country, yeah, then they have the power of justice over you. Remember that slavery was legal, okay? Slavery was legal, according to them, until it was made illegal. So let's not forget about them, you know, that make the rules. And if we empower them to have those rules over us, which is why I say leave and come to Africa. And of course, we have plots still available in Serenity Estate. We'll be having some new plots coming up in Gunjur very shortly, and Naneto Sion. So please, you know, do get in contact with us if you would like to invest in Africa. Even if you can't come to live, invest in Africa and have legacy for future generations so that they have a choice. While land is still relatively cheap. And remember, there are still plots which are just over $1,000, okay? So you're not going to break the bank. Okay, and then there are plots which are, you know, a little bit more expensive than that, but they're still very cheap. Because why? We do repatriation deals, because we want you to come home. So we try to make it as affordable as possible. We also have done payment plans. We've done so many things in order to facilitate your return. We also support your return in terms of helping you to develop that land, build your home, also to get your TIN number, your residency, your driving license, get your children into school, find a rented property, you know, if you're going to be building, and also helping you to find an architect, a builder. You know, we make various recommendations, you know, and it has been, you know, at first trial and error. You know, we've made mistakes, we've learned from them. That's what's put us in a stronger position to help you now. So, wow, I want to say hello to Jeff. I think it's Jafaru, is that right? Jafaru Insufu. Jafaru Insufu, yeah, and JB and Vanessa. So good morning, JB. Okay, and Vanessa McLeese, good morning, yeah. So if it's morning where you are, say good morning. Yeah, Tatiana said trafficking and kidnapping. That's exactly what it was. It was illegal. It's an act of war, in fact. It's an act of war. And till today, we've not had reparations. Till today, there has been no reparations. And, you know, now that African nations are getting together, I do believe that there will be a consolidated call for reparations. Now, there's something else that I want to just touch on while I'm discussing reparations. Now, I do not want, I'm speaking now to all of the CARICOMs, all of the organizations that are involved in reparations. Do not get pulled into any other debate. Listen, repatriation has got nothing to do with whether. I'm going to say it again. Okay? It has nothing to do with whether. Reparations is about reparatory justice for us. Okay? It's nothing to do with the weather. So I think that that should be taken out of any debate. Okay? It's nothing to do with the weather. Okay? I'm just making that very, very clear. So, you know, if you want to talk about all of these, you know, weather things, and, you know, I'm not even sure about all of that weather stuff to get into it, okay? Because the earth has always replenished itself, okay? And no one's been able to predict what the earth is going to do to purge itself, okay? So, I don't want to see about, you know, climate change in, you know, we should be talking about reparations. Reparations has got nothing to do with climate change. So we need to keep it very focused, very, very focused. Reparations is reparations is reparations. Okay. Now, I did say, before I get into Maat, I did say that I would also talk about the 1 month-old baby that passed away. As you could see, you know, when it comes to the news, they're very quick. They're very quick to talk about Gambia, yeah? Especially when it's anything negative, okay? Very, very quick. Why? Because you're coming home. So what do? They use any opportunity in order to create some kind of fear. So I want to release that fear by sharing with you now about FMG. Now, FGM, sorry, FMG. Sorry, FGM, okay? Now, if you don't know what FGM is, it's female genital mutilation. I've got to say it like that because, you know, YouTube. So, basically, what's happened is that it's been a cultural practice, and I'd say religious practice as well, because it's done in the Middle East, it's done in some parts of Asia, and it's also done in Africa. And, you know, there's something like 230 million women who don't have clitorises, basically. I hope I don't get done for saying that. Or there's 3 types. One where they sew the whole, you know, thing up and just leave a hole, and that is very painful for women. And I personally, my personal view on it, I will share in a second. And then there's a second one, which is where they just remove the actual hood, and the other one where they actually remove the whole clitoris. Okay, so it's usually done between infancy and a certain age, yeah, and it's done at quite a young age because of obviously the discomfort and what have you. So it's culturally done, and men are circumcised. Boys are circumcised also, and they still have the circumcision practice, which is done, and circumcision is still done in a lot of African countries. Okay, now it is also banned in a lot of African countries. Now, female genital mutilation is actually banned here in Gambia. They tried to overturn it, I think, in 2024, but it wasn't successful. And it was banned, I think, in 2015. and it's still banned. So anyway, it was done on a baby, and unfortunately the baby, didn't make it, and because of too much bleeding. And the two ladies that were responsible for doing the procedure were also apprehended by the police because it's illegal. So it's seen as murder. Anyway, or manslaughter. I'm not sure what's happened in the court, or if the court case has even happened as yet. So basically, I look at it in two ways. I don't think that all traditions are great, and I think that FGM, it's mainly for the benefit of men. I think it's mainly for the benefit of men. To think of 230 million women, suffering, because they are going to suffer, because they're not going to enjoy SCX as good, because they're not having, the sensations. There are women that, have problems in childbirth, also because of the full one, the cut, where they sew the full thing, leave a little hole. They have to literally be uncut. Yeah, I'm sorry that this is gross, and I'll probably be leaving a lot of people who are leaving this, but I have to discuss it. And the other one, it can also lead to death. Can I have some hearts from the ladies, please, who sympathise with other women that have gone through this? Now, there are 230 million women that, aren't able to have the full sensation, And so for me, I'm not going to sit on the fence. I personally think that it's something that needs to be banned. So I agree with the Gambian government. Okay, I do agree with the Gambian government, because I don't see it as helping the health of women. I see it as something that was there to hold the honor of a woman, to hold her virginity, and so on and so forth, and also to stop the woman from enjoying or SEX, and from also being, what they were seeing as tempted by other men. So it's mainly for the benefit of men, not for the benefit of women, because women don't benefit at all. In fact, they suffer so much. And I remember a story of someone, I'm not going to say who, but a story of someone, he got involved with a Gambian lady here. He was from the diaspora, and he got intimate with her, and then he didn't know about FGM, so he called me, because we're quite close. This person and I are quite close, and he called to me, and he said, Julia, I said, what? He said, it's not there. I'm so sorry. He said to me, it's not there. What? I didn't know what he was talking about at first. And he says, I'm with her, and it's not there. He actually called me to tell me. He was so shocked. And, he said that the experience wasn't great, because it took a lot of stimulation, and she wasn't able to lubricate in that area. So it wasn't a good experience. So therefore, it's actually not making the experience great for the man either. Do you know what I mean? So, and can you imagine? It's just like you're dead. You have a clitoris for a reason, and it helps you to have those, extra sensations. So anyway, my opinion on it is that, I think it should be banned. I don't think it really serves any purpose anymore. I don't know if it ever did, really. And maybe people can say, yes, you've got a modernist perception, but I just don't think that all traditions, hold water, anymore. I think there are ones that do. So far as the male circumcision is concerned, they say it's for hygiene purposes and this kind of thing. And, women can always tell when a man's been, circumcised, because they're baldy, like you can see. But anyway, that's another thing. I shouldn't be saying that, should I? But anyway, And they say it's for hygiene purposes. So for the man and the man's one, I can see that there's a benefit there, but for the woman, there's not really a benefit there. So that's what I want to say. I don't think that it's really beneficial to women, and I think that the ban should be upheld. And I'm very proud of the Gambian government for upholding the ban, and also for the women that are practicing it. I also, I'm not happy that these women are going to be prosecuted, obviously, for following what they see as a tradition, but there needs to also be some kind of message sent outside that it's not safe. And the loss of this baby girl's life is showing that it is not safe. It's not a safe practice. And so rather than lose another life, why don't we just stop it altogether? That's what I'd say. I don't know if you'd agree with me. Okay. So thank you, Tatiana. Thank you so much. The human body is perfect. I disagree with the practice that change it. Okay, absolutely. And thank you, Maxwell, as well. Thank you for reminding us about the great Marcus Garvey. So in saying that, I know I'm nearly on an hour, and JB, thank you so much for agreeing. And so I don't believe that actually for the benefit of women at all. Do you know what I mean? And I do believe that those things came along with certain religious practices as well. Although many religion practitioners said that it was not actually in their books and it's not something that has held. But in a sense, if you look at Judaism and what they do as well. So, people can say whatever they want. At the end of the day, certain countries that uphold certain religions have it more than others. It's just a fact. So Vanessa McLean says we are born perfect. Yeah, okay, thank you so much. So anyway, who's telling me about Maat? Who could tell me about Maat? Have I missed anybody? Kath? Did anyone mention about Maat? Who is Maat? What is Maat? It's true what she's saying. At her age, Africa, I was born there. But what they say, Africa is a lie. We live there and we don't have any problem. For me, Africa is paradise, brothers, and I have. It's true, Africa is paradise. Don't let no one fool you, okay? Africa is definitely paradise. There's no doubt about it. If they told you have to die to go to paradise, hell no. No. Yeah, what you live is where you are, and the life that you experience. That's what I realized. When I was in England, I do think I was definitely living in hell. I was in the belly of the beast. There was no doubt about it. But, that's why they try to put you off coming to Africa, okay? That's why they try to, and then they use the FGM to make Africa look primitive. No. A cultural practice, which is, practiced in other countries, including Asia and the Middle East, is not something that is making someone uncivilized. It's just a practice, a somewhat semi-religious practice, which has been associated with certain belief structures, and sometimes it's outdated, concepts of honor, and purity. And so that's the reason, we've been misguided. And also because women were seen as a tool of men, which we're not, which is why I want to talk about Maat, okay? Which is why I want to talk about Maat. And I'll just go into Maat has been revered since the Old Kingdom, the Old Queendom. Get it right? And so we're talking 2686 to 2181 before the Christian epoch. Okay, so before you're going long time. We are now talking about Africa, okay, and we're talking about an ancient goddess. Okay, so this is before Christianity. So don't don't come and bite my head off, because people make you think that we didn't exist. Okay, we didn't exist before, and that there was also no female deities, there's no female goddesses, but there was and there is. And this one is so important. Why? Because she is the one that symbolizes cosmic harmony, truth, and justice. Okay, that is what she symbolizes. Okay, and that is long before any Christian epoch. Okay, and she represented, okay, she represented the principles that governed the universe and Africa, ensuring that balance, yeah, was against chaos, which was known as Isfet. Okay? Maat is an ancient African goddess that embodies the principles of law, order, justice, and balance. And I do believe, like I was saying in last week's program, that we're out of balance. That's why I said we need to go back to the principles of Maat. And if you look at my last post, I actually put the 42 ideals of Maat in the post on the community page. So if you look at the community page, I'm going to say hello to Marco quickly, yeah, and Yelamandu at the bar as well. Thank you so much. Marco, hello, you're well. Sending you blessings from Sicily. Oh wow, Sicily. I've been to Italy. I've been to a few different parts. I went to Sardinia, which isn't far from Sicily. Tatiana Correa says, poor baby, indeed, that's their culture practices. We don't agree, but you have to respect. Yeah, I agree. But I agree with the Gambian government, and it's unnatural. The human body is perfectly natural. JB says, I agree. Okay, I think I went over those ones. So Matt, hello Matt, hello Linda. Hello everyone, how are you? Hello Anthony, Anthony Abbas, how are you? So, yeah, so she represented that, and she was obviously the balance to chaos, and I think we are living in chaotic times. So I'm absolutely astounded by some of the things that I am seeing going on in this world. And, you know, she was born of the god Ra, or the deity Ra, which was also called Atum, yeah? And he was the personification of magic. So you might see that things have been borrowed and put into other religions, okay? So this is the African one that I'm sharing with you now, okay? Because I think it's important that we realize that, you know, we had our own spiritual structure, okay, before Christianity and before any other organized religion. So Maat was born of the sun god Ra. It was also called Atum, and through the power of what they were called Heka, Heka, and that is magic, the personification of magic. And when he uttered his first word and spoke the world into being. So he uttered his first word using Heka and spoke the world into being. So in other cultures, they say, let there be light. They said there were 7 days. This guy is like this god was just like, woo, one word, boom, it's there. So she was also the wife of Thoth. So, you know, these ones had wives and husbands, you know, very healthy, very, very healthy. There was no disappearance, and there was no singledom, no children, no whatever. This is, you know, very healthy. And I think healthy relationships, balanced relationships are very important, because today's society is promoting promiscuity, is promoting singledom, is promoting lack of commitment, is promoting lewd and deviant sexual behavior. And we need to come away from that. We need to also, you know, practice celibacy, self-discipline and obedience. Okay, I think that's also important, because they're going to be using it as a tool against us, and they're going to be creating something soon, which is, unless we get ourselves in order, it's going to affect us, and it's worse than the old AIDS. Okay, so that is coming. So I am preparing us before this hits, okay, that we need to get ourselves in order. We need to get ourselves under control. And, you know, we need to start, you know, men need to start, you know, battling down the hatches, and women need to start closing their legs, okay? We need to start doing it in marriage, okay? And we need to stop all of this so-called, you know, Eurocentric, Anglo-Saxon, heathen, like, I don't even know what to call it, like evil sexual craziness that they've got going on there, attached to their kind of demonic deities, okay? Because it's demonic, whether you like it or not, it is. And just hurting each other in the process. And we don't need to do that. We just don't need to do that. So Thoth was the ibis-headed god, okay, which represented the concept of writing, okay. He was the god of writing, so that's where writing came from, okay. And so Maat also represented the concept of judgment. So when you say, I call judgment on you, yeah, I call judgment on everybody that was, all the families that were involved in the slave trade. When you call judgment, this is who you're calling on is Maat, okay? Because she was responsible for the souls after death. She would decide if a person would go into the afterlife or if they would be destroyed, okay? So that's where the concept of heaven or hell came from, okay? So now you know the original, okay? So she had 7 key principles, which I'm not going to have time to go over today. So I'm just going to touch on the Dijed, which is the first one, which is truth, okay? Truth. And this principle emphasized honesty, integrity, and alignment with reality. It involved recognizing the difference between truth and falsehood. So discernment, okay? And acting in accordance with what is real and beneficial and true. Now, this is a problem that we have because, you know, with AI and the advancement of so many different things, the concept of truth is getting blurred, you know. We're living in a world where deception and lies seems to be, you know, has replaced the virtuous principles of truth and honesty and integrity. Okay, that seems to have gone, you know, down the sunny hole, especially in our community, and it's something that we need to bring back. So that's the reason why I'm talking about the principles of Maat, is because many people don't realize, and this might be new to you, that's the reason why I noticed that nobody really wrote about Maat in the comment section, is because our deities have been buried. You know, our goddesses have been buried, our gods have been buried, okay? And we had them before, And there's nothing wrong with, you know, going back and looking and studying them and appreciating them and respecting them, because they're our ancestors too. And, you know, one of the things that Marcus Garvey stood for was always being, you know, venerating and always, you know, respecting and remembering and praising your ancestors. And that is something that we've done. We've kind of lost touch with who we were. And we were the progenitors, we were the originators. You know, we are still, okay? Hot chocolate, sister, hot chocolate. You know, it's funny. I used to, you know, hot chocolate was a song that I loved, and hot chocolate was something that I always used to, you know, compliment my brothers and sisters out there, you know, your hot chocolate. And Carface, Lida, yeah, thank you for that comment. And I remember having a conversation with someone. I was like in my bedroom having a conversation with someone, and we were talking, and they said, oh, that, you know, you use hot chocolate for this, you use hot chocolate for that, completely taking the concept hot chocolate out of context, because the person was being manipulated into trying to forge a different perception of me, trying to make me look as though, oh, I was this way, or I was promiscuous, or I was this, or I was that, which was completely true. It's not. It's about admiration of your people. And that's just as basic as it is. It's got nothing to do with you being flirtatious or anything else. It's just admiration. And so if you are watching, let me clear that up for you so you can stop being manipulated and fooled and lied to by people that have their own interests at heart and not yours. Okay, so let me just make that clear. You know who you are, because we had this debate. And, you know, I just wanted to make that very, very clear. So thank you for the chocolate sister comment. And to Control 2800, yeah, hello to you. Akin Ice, that's right, thank you. Nick King, Black Africans are not Egyptians. What are you talking about? I've been to Egypt. So you don't think Nubians are Africans? You don't think Kushites are Africans? What do you mean? I've been to Egypt. If you're talking about, I'm not talking about modern day. I'm not talking about after the Hyksos invaded Egypt. I'm not talking about after the Hyksos invaded Egypt. I've gone so way back, okay? I told you, we were talking about before the Christian epoch. This is before the Hyksos invaded Egypt. We're talking about 26 to 86 to 2181, okay? Not AD, dear, BCE, before the Christian epoch, okay? So, in fact, of course they were Africans, okay? And I've even been there. I've been there myself. And I've been to the Karnak temple, I've been to the Isis temple, I've been to all of the, I visited the, inside the tombs, and I saw us. I saw representations of us, okay? This is before they went and painted them over or scraped them off. I saw representations of us. Blue, black, green, black, brown, yeah? Coffee brown, light brown, but us, okay? Dark brown, light brown, but us. That was the complexions that were seen with hair like us. So it's a representation of us, and the gods were a representation of us, okay? Africans, okay? So, and remember that, you know, even the name Africa, you know, we can go into that another day, but I've never met an African born in Africa that thinks that they are Egyptian. Well, I'm an African and I embody every part of Africa, and I think that I'm Egyptian, I think that I'm Gambian, I think that I'm Nigerian. I don't have a problem with the geography of it. We're Africans and we have African in our DNA. That's what's most important. This is not about division. This is about understanding and embracing, you know, the power of our ancestors. And I think that's what's important. Maat is a very powerful ancestor. Okay, Maat is a very, very powerful ancestor that we should, you know, I think, don't worry about Egypt. We should look at Maat. Yeah, we should look at Maat. I'm not going to talk about Ra or Atum right now. I'm talking about the female goddess because I was talking about FGM. And part of that practice is because we've forgotten, you know, about how wonderful and how precious and how important the female deities are, okay? So I'm just going to say that. It's very, very important that we don't forget that there was also female goddesses, okay? That's important, yeah? So anyway, if you even look at Sudan and where Sudan is, when we went to Abyss Somel, yeah? When you know where Abyss Somel is and Sudan is, Abyss Somel is where you see the big, huge, massive, massive statues. I mean, you look like this compared to the statues. They're humongous in Abyss Somel. Yeah, that is right by the Sudanese border. So when you go to Egypt, and I do suggest that you go there, right, and go and see for yourselves. Okay, you go and see for yourselves. He needs re-educating about history, says Lubik Senghor. Thank you so much. I hope I said your name right. Ibanik. Yeah. Senor. Okay. Tony Rowe. Ezike said right. Okay. Right. So anyway, I've gone over an hour. I keep going over an hour. I'll just touch on the last one. Okay. So what she's saying is that we need to go back to basics. You know, and this is what I'm saying is that we need to, you know, invoke these principles in our children again, because we are the people that can change the next generation. Or, you know, if you're a teacher, invoke it in your class. Because if we're not teaching these basic principles, then what are we teaching? You know, the principle of truth is very important. There are so many people that lie. They lie to impress, you know, to get into relationships with women. They lie about their status. They lie about the relationship status. They lie about their financial status. And women lie too. I'm not going to excuse women, okay? Women lie too and pretend, you know, this is their situation, that situation, when it's not. You know, I even knew about one woman that even pretended that she didn't have children, and, you know, she did. So Why? I don't know. I'm so proud of my children. I would never hide them. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we need to get back into the truth. The truth is so important. Digest the truth, okay? This principle emphasizes that honesty, integrity, and alignment with reality. We have to stay in reality. They're trying to pull us into some Delulu land, yeah? And we have to stay in check with reality and not this delusional stuff that they're trying to do, okay? And also, you know, it involves recognizing the difference between truth and falsehood. That's also important because now the two are merging. You don't even know with AI what's real from who's not real, okay? And also in accordance with what is real, but also what is beneficial. Because sometimes we're doing things which aren't good for ourselves. We're encouraging people to do things that aren't good. You know, we encourage them to go and drink alcohol. You know, alcohol is not good for your body. You know, drugs aren't good for your body. You know, smoking is not good for your body. But it's promoted as though it's something good. But we know it's not good, but we're doing it and destroying our bodies anyway. Do you understand? You know, going and sleeping around, jumping around from body to body is not healthy. It's not good. You know, you're destroying your own soul. You can also get like attachments and so many other negative things and all kinds of STIs, STDs, whatever. But, you know, still doing it. You know, destroying people's hearts, lying, deceiving, breaking women's hearts, breaking men's hearts. It's not good. You know, so this is what I'm saying to you. We need to go into what is really beneficial. The next one, I'm just going to leave you with, right? We'll follow up with these 7 key principles, and then we'll go into the 42, because there's 42 of them next week. And I want to share them with you because I do not believe that these things should die. I believe that we should keep them alive and well. Okay, because these were before there was any, you know, 10 sentiments of the testaments of, sorry. Chile, get it out. 10 testaments. Oh, shut up. Forget it. Of the Bible, right? I can't get it out. I don't know why. Oh, it's because I forgot to do my water. Okay, of the Bible. But anyway, I'm finishing now, so I can go and get some water. Okay. So, you know, someone is saying that this worship came from them. Actually, it didn't. I met Nubians. When I was in Egypt. That's another thing. We have to get away from this whole sort of cliche thing. Oh, this is created by that person. That is created by this person. No, not at all. And neither did the worship. I met Nubians. Okay. I met Nubians when I was there. Okay. I actually went to the Nubian village, and I can't talk too much because some of it is secret. Okay, and I think that there are elements that we should keep secret, to be fair, because it's not everybody on here is your friend. And I don't want to share certain things that I learn. I will, like face to face, if I meet you, I will be glad to share with you, just so that you know. Okay, and so don't be fooled. Yeah, Nubians are alive and well. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you, the lineage of these people that I'm talking to you about, okay, is alive and well. Okay? And it could even be in your DNA. It could even be in your DNA. Okay? So I'm just saying, okay? So don't get it twisted. I learned a lot. I've been very guided. I've been very, very fortunate to have been in the right place at the right time. I also learned a lot from the Bedouins as well. So I would say that be proud to be an African. You have a very long and ancient history, and you have had more impact on the planet than you ever believed. But we're supposed to be the caretakers of the planet, and we're letting other people come and ruin it, okay? Ruin it, okay? So the last one I want to talk about is balance, which is with it. And Maat represents the ideal of equilibrium. And you actually see that when you go and you see some of the hieroglyphs, you will actually see it yourself. And it's really good to see it when you do go. So I would advise you to go, because you won't just see that I'm talking about it. You will actually see the hieroglyphs there. You will actually see the temple paintings there as well. Okay, especially in the temple of Nuit, where they tried to burn it, you can still see them. Okay, so or Nut, however you want to say it, okay? So, and balance. Maat represents the ideal of equilibrium in the universe and within society. It signifies that we need to maintain harmony between opposing forces and to avoid extremes. I think that is so needed in today's society, where people are killing each other just because of extremism. You know, absolutely crazy. You know, people are losing lives, innocent people are losing lives because of one person's set of beliefs that they've taken to extreme. So balance is important, and we need to maintain harmony, yeah, between opposing forces is very, very important. So I think that, you know, and to avoid extremes, I think that's important, yeah. So I want to say hello to Philip T. Kabongo. Thank you. Also, Kazi E. Kezuba, Dr. Onyema. Let me say hello again, Chichi. Hi, Dr. Onyema. How are you? Thank you for joining. Yeah, thank you also for giving us a great review on the program that we made, which was a great effort between Gambia and Nigeria. So you see, we can work together. We can work together. See, Max, so looking forward to be reconnected with you. Oh, definitely. Nikki King, yeah, I look forward to seeing you again. Also, Nick King, also post a peer review link. Okay. And Maxwell East, the great Marcus Messiah Garvey, mustn't forget him. So yeah, I will end up on balance, and we'll talk about order, because I think we're out of order. Okay. I think us as a community, we need to get back into order. We're getting out of order, and we're doing things to each other that we shouldn't be doing. We should be respecting each other's life. And so that's why today's program has been a bit of a mixed bag. I did say I would speak a bit about Maat, and it's very important that we speak about Maat and who she is. And of course, the balance of equilibrium and balance is very, very important. And, you know, remembering family values is very, very, very important in today's society, where they're trying to fool us with their deception. That's why the truth is so important. Are you truly a man, or are you truly a woman? They're trying to confuse us. You understand? Telling us, oh no, but I was this, but I think I'm that, but I'm the spirit of this, but I'm that. No, what are you? Do you know what I mean? Do you have ovaries? Do you have testes? Do you know what I mean? What are you? And so, you know, there's a lot of confusion. So that's the reason why, you know, Maat talked about the difference between falsehood, yeah, and truth. The truth is that you are, for example, a man pretending to be a woman, right? Who's had some operations, for example. Okay? That's the truth. And that's what we have to stand on. There's too much confusion going on in today's society. Okay? And so balance is very important, because we need to bring things back into balance, because we need to love each other. You know, stop all this, you know, oh, I'm different because, you know, I'm from the Caribbean, or I'm different because I'm that. No, we're all Africans, and we need to bring that balance back. We really do. And I will talk about a PEP order next week. Okay. So I just want to say, just to recoup, Maat is an ancient goddess, female. Okay, because we've forgotten about the female deity. That's the reason why we're also out of balance. Okay, so the goddess symbolizes cosmic harmony, truth, and justice. Okay, that is what she was long before any Christian epoch. Okay, and she represented the principles that govern the universe, ensuring a balance against chaos, known as Isfet. Okay, and she is an African goddess. All right, so I will talk about it another time. And of course, her dad is Ra and her husband is Thoth. So I'm not taking the men out of the balance. She had a lovely husband who was the god of writing. And I'm so grateful for writing, because I use writing all the time. So Dr. Onyema, thank you so much. Yeah, CMAC, thank you so much. Nick King, thank you so much. Maxwell, thank you so much. Philip Katambo, thank you so much. Cafre, thank you so much for being today's mods. Thank you so much. I think I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but Babanyik, yeah, Senghor, thank you so much. Tony Rowe, Akizi, thank you so much. Nick King, thank you. Sorry, CMAC, thank you. Akin, Ice, thank you. Control 2800, thank you. Kaft, Cass, Lida, thank you. Also, Matt, thank you so much. Okay. No, they weren't. Okay, Matt, let me just tell you this, yeah? They are Africans through their own depictions, okay? They did their own depictions of themselves and they are Africans. And you've got to remember that Africa was a part of the Middle East, so don't get it twisted, okay? Africa was a part of the Middle East, so let's not forget that, okay? If you go way, 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 way back, okay? If you go way, 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 way back, you will see that if you study African history. I studied African history in the UK. There was a salon, Purely Natural in Stratford. I'm not sure if it's still there, but Purely Natural in Stratford used to host classes, African history classes in the evening. I'm going back a long way back now. And there was a shop called Each One Teach One. And they used to organize Black history lessons. And I'm so grateful to them because that's how I was able to learn a lot about my African history. So I do suggest that you learn about the migration of Africa, because then you will understand how wide the African empires actually were. Okay, so that's why I do call for, some people say the Confederation of Africa with the 6th region. I call for the United Empires of Africa. Okay, so Lian Walamadu Dibia, yeah, I'm African sister, thank you so much. Anthony Abbas, thank you. Linda Maya, thank you. Vanessa McLean, thank you. JB, thank you. Tatiana Korea, thank you so much. Marco, thank you so much for joining us today. Jafuru, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope I haven't missed. Okay. Hey, peace, beloved. Hello, Kay. How are you? My love to you always. Yeah, I hope you're well. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. It's been a while, I must say. But thank you for your contributions to BlaXit. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Let's have a quick look if I've missed anybody. Yeah, Yalawan Mandu, I think I've got it right. Sheer Force 1, thank you. Andrew Chambers as well, thank you. Maxwell Ebanks, thank you. Lugaya Tony, thank you. Samsa Mama, thank you. And, have I missed anyone? This one I'm not sure of, so I'll just call you A, okay? Because I can't speak Russian. 369 DRE says big up to Genesis. Yeah, big up Genesis Radio. Haven't forgotten you. Okay. And thank you for all your good work and blessing. Thank you, Nico. Okay. Thank you, Jo. Or Duo. Am I saying your name right? Bosco. Thank you so much. Felice Johnson, thank you as well. Ali Packwell, thank you. Someone, thank you. Someone. Okay, and I covered everyone, Kath. No, Butcher, thank you. Jesus Christ is Brown, thank you. Resea Vlogs, thank you. Josephine Dumpre, thank you. Mafwak, thank you. Flovic, thank you. Or FLC Vic, thank you. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Vidi Moyagi, thank you. Woo, there's a lot of you on today. I'm not sure for Europe, for Cador Boys, thank you. And Shamaya, Shamisa, Nakri, thank you. Ethan, thank you. Wow, wow. Jonathan Kenneth, Jonathan King, thank you. And Vemzil, thank you. So I hope I've not missed too many of you out, but I did hope you enjoyed today's live. I know I had to talk about the whole delicate situation with regard to what thrust Gambia into the news once again. And I hope I gave you a balanced view, just to let you know that it's actually unlawful here. Yeah, and we are moving on. Although, you know, certain traditions are connected to certain people in certain locations. And so, you know, it's going to take time for that to trickle through, okay? Because change isn't always easy for everybody, okay? Particularly when it has been imposed. So, you know, but sometimes change has to be imposed in order for us to all live a better life, but I don't think it benefits anybody. Want to also tribute to, of course, the Honourable Marcus Messiah Garvey and his son, Dr. Julius Garvey. I hope you can please go to the main channel and give me some views on the tribute for Marcus Garvey. And like to say thank you to Team BlaXit once again. Thank you to you all for joining. Please remember to help the channel grow by sharing our content and encouraging people to join. And also by liking the content. That really means a lot to me. So today's program has been a bit different, but I do hope that you enjoyed it. And thank you for participating. Your comments are really interesting and mean so much to me when I see that you've taken the effort to put, you know, your energy into writing to us. It means a lot to me. And you've given me, you know, some of your time out of your wonderful and precious Sunday. So I do love you and appreciate you so much. And remember to love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Okay, that's so important that we love ourselves. And remember that Marcus Garvey said that black is beautiful. Okay, black is beautiful. So on that note, I'm going to remind you that we are one people, one destiny, one Africa, one love. If you want to repatriate to Africa, you are interested in coming and you'd like to be able to get some repatriation land to build your house on to escape, yeah, the old KKK, then come to us. We're happy to help you. Our email address is info@blaxithome.com. That's info@blaxithome.com. Mod, if you could put that in the comment section, and our text line on WhatsApp is +220 240 5273. That's +220 240 5273. Thank you so much, BlaXit family. I'm going to love you and I'm going to leave you. Thank you for this high vibrational program. Thank you for everybody that made wonderful contributions. And I would like to continue this conversation and get us in order next week. Thank you so much. I love you.